everybody, it's Tim Benz and welcome to Blush TV. As always, this time of week we like to get our feature entertainer here in the dressing room. It is Gianna Michaels. 10 probing questions to penetrate the mind of adult film legend, Gianna Michaels.
Penetrate my mind, let's do it.
Now, you've been in the business for a while now, but I don't know if some people realize this, you also made a major, and I do mean major, impact in mainstream movies when you were in Piranha.
I don't know about all that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a very memorable scene. So can we start there? Is that all right?
All right. Start wherever you want. It's your world. I'm just in it.
Question number 1. How many takes did it take to get the Piranha scene where you were eaten from the waist down in the parasailing moment?
Okay, I was there from 5 a.m. until sundown, which was... It was in the summer, so I think it probably from like 5 to 8 p.m. Like it was a
5
long
to
day.
8.
Yeah, and then I went through like the prosthetics, makeup halfway through when we were doing the portion where I was eaten, and it was fun though. I mean, I don't recall how many takes it was because there were so many different portions that brought everything together for what was that 15 seconds.
Oh, it was longer than that. Oh, the hoisting might have been 15 seconds, but the scene was longer than that.
Yes.
And in fact, I know the scene was longer than that because have you ever seen it on regular TV, like over-the-air TV, like FX or something like that, where it has to be edited?
Oh, no.
You've never seen it like that?
No.
Okay, you're gifted, as we can see right now, and as anybody who has seen you on film or on stage here at Blush knows.
Right.
So it's basically like that big bar that blocks out your moves.
Okay.
It's massive, and it's like basically for like 10 minutes it's this bar because you're parasailing with your boobs out.
Gotcha.
So I was curious how they actually made the fake top you, the prosthetic, like after you got eaten. Was that a mold? Was that camera work? A CGI? How did they do that?
It was the prosthetics. It was me, but it was I had green screen on the bottom half of my body, and then they did all the makeup to make it appear as though, you know, I was attacked by the piranhas and everything. So that was myself being pulled up. Yeah. See, a good actor.
Yeah, right. Well, you made a great debut for your mainstream production, so congratulations there.
Thank you.
All right, now, I was doing some research on you. Question number 2. You have had many different forms of the name Gianna Michaels under which you have worked at various times, like 5 or 6 different versions. Why did you go through so many, and how did Becky get in there?
I have no fucking idea. I think people just started putting names on, or production companies added names.
Oh, like mistagging you, like 1 N instead of 2 or something like that?
I'm uncertain how that became. I know that when you go in and you fill out the model release, you put down the name that you want. Originally, I just had Gianna, and
like
then
a 1 word.
Yeah, and then one of the production companies added Michaels. I think they maybe preferred a second name for search purposes or something to that effect. And all of a sudden, everything started coming up as Gianna Michaels. And it kind of came to a point where it was, that's pretty much what my name was going to be, because every search engine and everything that you had looked for, anything that I had done was Gianna Michaels.
So Becky, we don't even know how that happened.
I have no idea.
You're just mistagged as some girl named Becky.
I have no idea.
Well, congratulations, Becky. You did a nice job on film. I say that.
Right on.
All right, question 3. Is it true, or is this an urban legend, that your first job was working at a hamburger joint named Dick's in Seattle?
I did.
That is fantastic. The irony is beautiful.
Yep, I've been working with Dick's
ever since.
Yeah.
They should, I don't know if they would let you do this, I don't know if it's a health code violation or anything like that, but can you go back and shoot a scene at Dick's?
You're so funny, you know that can't happen.
Of course it can. I mean, like, they can shut it down overnight.
Actually, Dick's...
Gianna Michaels returns to where it all began, something like that.
No, actually, there's like this, Dick's is actually an old-fashioned, like, hamburger joint that's been in, like, Seattle forever. And there's a couple different locations, but it's all glass. So yeah, that would be amazing.
Do you have like an autographed poster of yourself up there?
No, you're funny.
Come on.
I'm sure they don't even know who the fuck, how the
No,
fuck
you're a
anything
legend. You're a legend.
No.
All right, 2007 AVN, The Challenge. You won an award for that. And it was a 12-person group scene. How do you navigate a 12-person group scene? Do you remember, was it like 7 on 5, 6 on 6?
I was in Europe. I believe actually it was Rocco Siffredi production, and there was a shitload of people, obviously, on set, and everybody spoke a different language. There were Hungarian women. Some spoke. They were from the Czech Republic. Some spoke different languages. They were from. Some were Italian. There was just so many different languages going on, so it was super.
So you're just talking in English and different languages.
Everybody was just speaking their own native tongue, and it was just very interesting because it was body language. It was just.
So there's a universal foreign eye contact dialogue that goes on.
I don't think it has anything to do with porn. I think that just in general, like you can understand, you can feel people out by looking into their eyes or kind of directing each other, or I mean, we all knew what the fuck we were there to do, you know what I mean? Have a good time. But ultimately, it was a very challenging, interesting, cool fucking like experience to go through that, because the whole time I was in Europe, that was the case. Even when we weren't filming, for instance, myself and all the girls had gone to the beach one day. And like, I'm in this foreign country with a whole bunch of women that I don't really know well, and none of us speak the same language, but we're at the beach and we're sitting by the ocean, and you know, we're getting lunch and we're trying to order something from a restaurant, and everybody has different monies, and like, it was just so fucking interesting. It's something I'll never forget for sure.
All right, so it was worthy of the award then, you're saying, right?
I am saying I had a great time, and I'm saying that I guess they felt that it was.
Good, all right. Now, who would you say is your core fan base? You're a little bit taller than the average girl in the industry. You have...
Says who? You're short, motherfucking.
I am short. Yes, I am. Tall. Compared to you, of course I am short, but well, compared to a lot of people actually. But...
So why don't try to make me feel funny for being
Oh
tall.
no, I'm not trying to make
okay.
No, because we're gonna get to your basketball and soccer career in just a little bit.
I don't have a career in it, but I get what you're saying. So ultimately, back to that. You were talking about.
Do you have sort of like are you popular amongst the submissive set? Do you like fans that are into submissive work? Because I know sometimes the girls that I've talked to that are a little bit taller get requests from guys who are kind of in that vein.
Are you trying to put me in a category?
No, I'm trying to figure out what your best fan base is, like where your core audience is. Do you have one? Everybody. Tall, short, big, fat, skinny, petite, heavier set, like masculine, super fucking alpha men to exactly submissive men or women, either or. I have met all kinds, and there's no one particular set of people that are drawn to me. Okay. It's just whomever. Because I met some girls who said like they're surprised by the like the Comic-Con crowd that would be into them, or the there's some girls like, I can't believe this, but there are these group of guys that are latex fetish guys that follow me. So you don't have that kind of thread of fans that are drawn to you more than anybody else.
No, whoever's there to have a good fucking time. That's who. All
right, and question number 6. We'll get to your basketball and soccer career.
I don't have a career.
Well, it's a high school career, nothing else, right?
What was the question?
The question is, which did you prefer? Which were you better at? Basketball or soccer?
I really enjoyed playing soccer. I was not good at either of them.
Goaltender?
No, I was not a goalie. Is that what you mean? What is goaltender?
Yeah, goaltender.
I'm not even like good at this. Like.
Well, goalie, goaltender, yes. Same
okay, thing. No, mid center or center mid, I forget. Okay. I was one in the middle, running all the time.
All right. How about basketball? What'd you play?
Same. Like
center.
Yeah, center.
Okay. All right.
But the thing is both. Well, actually, the basketball team at our school was great, but the soccer team was absolutely horrible. I think the whole season we only made like 2 goals.
Oh my god.
Oh, shut up! Stop being so judgmental.
2 goals.
We had so much fun. Like it was.
So
great.
were you like the lovable loser team, where you weren't very good? You weren't very good, but you were like pals and you didn't care. It didn't matter. Like the Bad News Bears.
I've never seen that, but we had a good time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's it's kind of a sport. It's a baseball one, not a soccer one. But all right. So you were from Seattle. So Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, or Alice in Chains? Got a favorite amongst them?
Nirvana.
Nirvana? Why?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, just from that list that you've given.
Well, just if you've got another, like a Seattle grunge band. I used to work at an alt rock station.
I like Hole.
Hole? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, maybe that's why I reference over, or I would say Nirvana from that. But yeah.
All right. Now we talked before. You are not a Seahawks fan. You didn't really grow up a Seahawks fan in Seattle, right?
I personally am not big into sports, even as you can tell when I was explaining my whole experience in high school with sports and stuff. I mean, I did it to have fun, it as a social act, and then in the same sense, like it was good exercise. It was fun. Like I had a good time doing it. In regards to sports, professional watching or being into or following or having a team or anything to that effect. No.
Okay, so a lot of Seahawks fans are still mad about the Super Bowl back in 2005.
Are you mad about that?
No, the Steelers won, so why would I be mad?
I have no fucking idea.
Oh, okay, so you got no, like,
I don't even know what we're talking about.
You got no problem going on stage and waving a terrible towel if someone gives you one. That's a popular trick when you come on stage in Pittsburgh here. Somebody gives you a terrible towel from the stage.
What's the trick?
No, you just gotta wave it around. There's no trick to it. It's not that scientific.
You call it a trick. That's what I was like.
All right, so it's a popular way to appeal to the fan base that might be in the building at that moment.
Hey.
Anything to turn the crowd on?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna. The way you say it like that, anything to turn them on. Not necessarily. I'm gonna have a good time.
Okay.
If somebody throws it, nobody's thrown a fucking towel. I've not seen that yet. I guess I'm yet to see the fucking trick that you're talking about.
All right. Question 8. Now you changed your look a lot. I've seen you blonde, brunette.
And that's about it.
Weren't you? Well, okay, no. I'm a little bit colorblind. So Piranha, weren't you a little bit more redhead in Piranha?
You know what? So what happens?
That's the only time. There's only third one.
I'm gonna give you a. So the hair dye, usually it's like a reddish brunette, and red is really hard to keep, so then it'll turn into a brownish color, and when the red fades out a little bit, and that's about how that happened.
Okay, I didn't know if you worked on stage.
Nothing specific.
Okay,
no,
all right.
nothing specific.
Question number 9 here. Okay, as you've gone across the country, have you found that there was one city in particular where you're, beyond Seattle, beyond your hometown maybe, where your legend is even bigger than the average place? Are you a bigger star in any one of the other cities where you've headlined?
Oh, God, no.
No?
Like, I mean, it is what it is. I don't look at it like that. I feel like it just whatever happens when it happens. I don't find that it happens more in one city or the other as.
Okay.
Gosh.
Question 10. All right, strangest thing that you've ever been asked to do, either on film, via email request, cam, something like that, or even at a club. We've asked this of just about every feature act that's come in. We almost never get the same answer twice. What's the strangest request you've ever had from a fan?
Like sexually, like something they want you to do, something they want you to send.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We've had literally everything from fart in a jar to watch me have sex with a vacuum cleaner. And
what the fuck?
Exactly. And a million other things in between from various girls who've come in.
I don't get the weird shit like that, I guess.
You don't?
No.
Like even on like a webcam request or an email or anything like that? We had some girl tell us about an email, like a fake death scene that she wanted, that this guy wanted to have performed. You have nothing to that effect, huh?
I mean, I would have to say that I've heard of things like that. I mean, requests, yeah, so same thing. I guess it's just general. Maybe that's a fucking thing, though. The things that you're saying right now have definitely, people have inquired, like the whole fart stuff and everything like that, but nothing that I've done that I've,
Thought this is too weird for me to even comment.
Yeah, man. Right. How about you?
Well, that's I'm the one asking the questions here.
What the fuck?
No, I would.
Asking me all this personal shit and
that's not personal. That's
business. His name.
That's strictly business.
So is this.
All right.
No comment. Are you pleading the fifth?
Yeah,
you're not going to share anything with me.
Well, no,
you ask me all those things. We're just talking about industry things, and you're asking about sexuality, or you're asking about personal things, or teams and things like that. Share something with me.
Share something.
Or are you just going to come in here and do all that, and then be like, all right, bitch.
Blow this pop stand. No, I've never been asked to do anything all that weird. I mean, I've been asked to sign weird body parts before.
Really?
Yeah, navels and cleavage and things like that, which I don't think someone who did a morning show really befits needing to sign a girl's cleavage, but I was willing to do it.
Did you?
Sure. Why not? Why not? Of course. I had a Sharpie. What else was I going to do with it? You know? Speaking of business, where can people find you online, on Twitter, your website? Do you have any movies that are coming out? Anything else that we should know that you would like to promote here while you're at Blush?
Got you. You guys can find me, Gianna Michaels, on Twitter at TheRealGianna. And you can also follow my schedule for feature dancing and conventions, etc. on GiannaXXXStore.com.
All right, that will do it. Thanks so much for joining us here at Blush Gentlemen's Club and Sports Bar, 9th Street, downtown. Make sure you check out Gianna tonight. Showtimes are when again?
It's going to be 10 and 1.
10 and 1 here at Blush. Come to the Sports Bar early, watch the game, and then check out Gianna's show with all the rest of the dancers here. Fulfill your fantasy at Blush, 9th Street, downtown.
Woo!